Okay, thank you. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Good morning. Doing good.
Coach, before we get started with questions, can you just give us your thoughts on last week's game against UMass and the upcoming game against ULM?
Yeah, just disappointed in the way we performed last week, and come away with a loss, and had opportunities, had many opportunities in the game, and just did not capitalize on anything throughout the game in order to get the victory. Still pushed it to double overtime, and obviously had a costly fumble there in overtime to against us, and they made the field goal. So, disappointing. Good news is, it was out of conference game, and now we get to get back on into the conference, and we're looking forward to playing Monroe.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go to questions now from Steve Baer with the Watauga Democrat.
Hey, Coach. How you doing?
Hey, Steve. Hey, all right.
All right. I thought really that the biggest mistakes outside of the fumble was the penalties on the touchdowns, but it just seems like a lot of what you did is fairly correctable. I know it's not a consolation prize there, but certainly something you can fix going into Monroe.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, there's a couple of costly penalties. There's no question about it. Particularly on the pick six, they called a penalty, saying that we hit the quarterback, behind the Tay Hayes, who had intercepted the ball. But as you watched on film, that was not the case, and that was unfortunate, because that's a touchdown right there. And then, we throw a touchdown pass, we get a holding penalty called, which it was holding, and so we get that called back, and we had to settle for a field goal. So there's 11 points right there that we took off the board that we could have had, and obviously that would have made a huge difference in the game. But and then the turnovers. I mean, you just can't turn the football over, particularly in the overtime like we did. And then we also had 6 drops on the day in the passing game, and that I just. 4 of those were on third downs. That could have been third down conversions, so you just can't do
that. Your kicking situation, is that change permanent, at least for the time being?
Well, I think, Tanner kicked the ball well, and, so we'll continue to go with him this week. He was, for his first action, basically, thrown in there, and he did a great job. There was not any hesitation on his fact to go into kicking, and he kicked well last week, and that's why he got the job. And then proved that that was the case when we played the game. So we're proud of the way he kicked. So he'll be kicking this week.
And lastly, what's your impression of Monroe? It seems like just looking at their numbers, they score a lot of points but give up a lot of points.
Yeah, I think they do offensively. They've been putting up a lot of points on the board. Their quarterback's very athletic, can run and throw, depending on what they need. I mean, last week threw for over 400 yards, but he's also ran the football. I think he's leading their team in rushing. So he's the catalyst for their team. And, if you allow him to, he can really take over a game. And then defensively, they've had some young players, some youth out there, but they are aggressive defense. And, they make you earn it. They'll bring pressure and play some man in the back end. And they just get up a few big plays here and there. But, obviously for us, I mean, we're, a team coming off a loss right now. I mean, to me, they all look good, and Monroe looks good as well. So we got to travel down there. So we're gonna need our best effort in order to go down there and play well to try to get a win.
You kind of feel like you're in the stretch run now. I think you have 4 games left, or they're all
conference? Yeah, 4 conference. Yep, 4 conference games left, and we play 2 games now in a short span because we play Saturday, then we come back and play next Thursday. And then we have an open date, try to regroup a little bit, get some guys healthy, and then, we finish it up with Georgia State and then Lafayette.
Jalen's still day-to-day?
Yeah, Jalen will still be day-to-day, and hopefully we'll get him back this week. But again, it's day-to-day. We'll know more, toward the middle of the week.
Well, no one's stopping me. So outside of the fumble, the running backs look all right?
Yeah, Marcus Williams I thought did well. He had 120-some yards rushing and ran hard and gave us a chance as far as that goes. He did have a couple of drops. And then, Daytrick came in. Daytrick had a couple of fumbles, a couple of drops. These guys are young. I mean, that's really Daytrick's first action, significant action. And it's hard, those guys, just true freshmen, get thrown in the mix like that. But he's a good player. We expect big things out of him, and he'll continue to get better. So we'll hopefully this week he'll have a great week of practice and translate to the game.
Coach, I've run out of questions. So thank
Okay.
you.
Appreciate it, Steve.